smirk. Sometimes he'll stick his tongue just in between his teeth.
The twitch of the shoulder.
Right, twitch of the shoulder, a nod, like I got over on him again, sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So anyway, I knew then that he was going to bomb, and I kept thinking that if I keep writing about this, if I keep pointing out to people, if I keep telling people, this guy is a psychopath. The whole family, they're psychopaths. They're crazy. They're deviants. The whole bunch of them. It's not just the family. It's not just Bush. It's Cheney. It's Rove. It's Condoleezza. The whole bunch of them. They're all a network of sick people.
Right, they're cronies, and when they appoint like-minded people with their agenda. Mm-hmm. They're megalomaniacs. They're psychopaths. Now, I have a good friend that comes on my show quite frequently. As a matter of fact, he just posted an article. I think you went in there and looked at it on the Bush family, mm-hmm. and he asserts the same thing that you do, that these people are total psychopaths. They're nuts. Okay,
they're nuts. I mean, one psychiatrist said about psychopaths, that these are people who do not have the decency to go start raving mad, because they are crazy, but they manage to function in life, to maintain a certain facade, a mask of sanity, mm-hmm. and to act like they are the ones who are sane and everybody else is crazy. And this is the thing that really, really, makes you doubt your sanity, because they are so sure that they are right, that they are sane, and that their way of seeing things, which is completely upside down, black is white and white is black.
Oh, it's perverted.
Is correct, that a normal person who has normal doubts begins to doubt their own sanity.
Well, the way I explain that, Laura, is that for a good, integral person who loves God or whatever, or the universe, and is just all they want to do is go through life, be happy, raise a family or whatever, and we have a particular perception of things which is ultimately good, and we want the best for people. However, there seems to be an element missing that creates that within their being, so they are exactly the exact opposite of us.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And what's so hard for all of us is, we describe them as people without souls.
Right, and that's another word for just saying, surmising what I just said. They don't have a soul. They have no integrity. They have no conscience. They have no soul. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it's extremely difficult for any normal person to really grasp that, because they're even psychiatrists who've worked with them for 20, 25 years, 30 years. And who know that there is absolutely no chance, not the chance of a snowball in hell, of fixing these people or changing them, that any kind of therapy only makes them smarter and better at putting one over on people.
Mm-hmm.
And they still want to try to say, it's because they were abused as a child, they had a rough childhood. And let me tell you, that has nothing to do with it, because when you're dealing with a psychopath, the childhood experiences only determine how the psychopathy manifests. If you live in an upper-class family and you have some advantages, you become president. If you live in a low-class family and you get beaten every night, you become a pimp or
okay, I got to stop you, dear. We're going to take a break. Okay, stick with me. Michael Herzog, The American Awakening, with my special guest, Laura Knight-Jadczyk. We'll be back in 3. It's getting even better. Stick with me, republicbroadcasting.org. All right, we're back. Michael Herzog, The American Awakening, coming to you live from Round Rock, Texas. Short segment coming up to the top of the hour. And we're on with my special guest, Laura Knight-Jadczyk, who is telling us about psychopaths. And we have one in the White House. Laura, go ahead. Continue.
Oh, yeah. So as I was saying, I knew in October, November, December, Bush was going to bomb Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we made our plans to leave, because not only was I very, very disturbed to see that people were not getting it, people were not waking up, people were not doing anything. You tell somebody it's a psychopath, and they, we have the political process. And I'm saying the political process is not what you need when you deal with a psychopath. And so anyhow, we left. And our little Signs of the Times page became even more of a center of discussion, because this was the angle that we were pushing, which is that we were dealing with pathological types in high places.
Right, and it's not just him. It doesn't stop with him. As you mentioned, it's Condoleezza Rice, it's Dick Cheney. There's a whole, and I'm sure, in looking at your website, Laura, I know that you've gone down the rabbit hole on a number of different issues, and it takes me back to the PNAC documents, which were drafted and signed by a number of these people: Jeb Bush, Wolfowitz, Richard Pearl.
This has been in the planning stage for a long, long time.
Right, but also, and I give credit where credit is due, although, I despise these people. They have done such a amazing job of dumbing down, if you will, hypnotizing, to use your word, okay? Hypnotizing the American public to a point where when you try to rip the curtain back from the wizard and show these people what's going on, they literally glaze over.
They'll attack you.
Right, because it rocks their paradigm so badly with this illusion of it's Alice in Wonderland world is what it is. Okay, it's where they live, and if you go in there and try to expose any sort of an element of truth to it, they are offended so badly that they will attack you. Go ahead.
Well, let me just tell you, I want to tell you that he will go after Iran. These are desperate men. These are men who committed crimes, high crimes, high treason. Their involvement with 9/11. They are very desperate men. If anybody thinks that they're going to get rid of them by any kind of pusillanimous, political process, think again, please, people. It ain't going to happen. You're dealing with criminals, desperate criminals in charge of the most powerful nation on earth.
Well,
they're not going to let go.
No, and it brings up another topic. Now, in your estimation, of course, we have an election coming up in 2008. But truthfully, if indeed we were to attack Iran, or if a larger war escalated in the Middle East, he can suspend elections. He doesn't have to. He can stay there as long as he wants. And as maniacal as these people are, okay, that is a distinct possibility.
It's not only a distinct possibility; it is a probability.
It's a probability. Did you? And again, I have to make mention of Don Nikoloff, who just finished posting an article basically on the Bush family, and you talk about deceit. This deceit goes back a long, long way.
And you know why?
Why is that?
I mean, a lot of people will say that that no group of human beings could carry out a conspiracy like that over that period of time because they would need to have their immediate gratification, and in a certain sense that's true. Mm-hmm. But what we are talking about here is we are talking about an entirely different species of being, and this species is acting on behalf of its own kind. We are not conspecific with them. Okay.
Well, listen, we have to take a break at the top of the hour. When we come back, let's dive into this species just a little bit and see what we can find. This is Michael Herzog, The American Awakening. You're coming to you live from Round Rock, Texas, with my special and very interesting guest, Laura Knight-Jadczyk. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. This is Michael. Oh, I told you who it was. You're listening to RepublicBroadcasting.org and 12180 shortwave. We'll see you in 3.
It's too late to make it right. I probably wouldn't if I could, 'cause I'm mad as hell, can't bring myself to do what it is you think I should.
Without further ado, let's go back to Laura. This is a short segment, Laura, so we're talking about the species of the individuals. Go ahead. Hello? Did I lose her?
I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. What we call essential psychopathy occurs at a rate of it depends on which expert you're listening to, but there's somewhere between 2 and 5% of the population. Mm-hmm. And they are genetically different. And they are so different that when brainwave scans of psychopaths were included in a technical and an academic paper that was presented by Robert Hare to an academic journal, the editor of the journal wanted to refuse the paper because he said those are not brain scans of human beings. And they were so vastly different from any kind of brain activity that goes on in a normal human being. And we're talking, when I say normal human being, of course everybody has, different neuroses.
Right.
But when I say a normal human being, I mean somebody who is a member of the other 90-some% of the population. There's more of us than there are of them. Mm-hmm. Yet because of their extreme certitude, their ability to do what's called a reversive blockade, to lie, and to lie so convincingly that a normal person who has ordinary doubts begins to doubt their own sanity, and to be able to put their conception of reality over on masses of other people with this certainty that they have, that they emanate. They have a profound effect on huge numbers of normal people, large segments of the population. And because they have no conscience, they are able to do absolutely anything they want to get to the top. Nothing stops them, and they always inevitably rise to the top.
Now,
and the capitalist society is designed for the dog-eat-dog world of the psychopath.
Now, is it that they don't have a conscience at all, or
They don't have one.
Okay, I mean, it's not that they know how to suppress, or, negative actions or anything. They just absolutely, according to brain scans, don't have a conscience. Nothing that they do is considered bad